Wow, that was so close.
Why do you do the inside?
I don't know, it looks better.
I mean, I agree with you. It does look better.
I mean, you can do the outside if you want to. Just...
No, I like the inside.
I like the inside.
I think the inside does look better.
Yeah.
Yep, you guessed it. Yeah, it's a JL Wrangler. We got the Metro boxes going in. The other thing too, Metro, if you guys didn't know, they also make the top pieces now. They didn't for a long time, but now they're making the top pieces for the JL and the Gladiator, as it says right there. They have another new piece that they just came out with that we'll talk about tonight on the show. That's pretty exciting for the Jeeps because we do a lot of Jeeps. Woo, yeah, look at that. Because he knows what he is doing. That he does.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. No, it definitely looks better. Definitely does. Has Fernando ever stalled a manual car driving it into the bay?
I ever what?
Have you ever stalled a manual car driving into the bay? You know, when you come up the cliff here, you know, and you're rolling it up and like you know, like I've done many times, I stall the car trying to feather the clutch / gas to get it in very slowly.
I think so. I mean,
I feel like I know I have. I'll be the first to say I know I have.
yeah, I think so.
Have you? What was it say? Have you tried the Metro baffles with rings? No, we have not. The silicone rings.
The silicone.
No, we haven't done those yet. I feel we probably should at some point, but
Yeah, not in this one.
everyone has stalled, says Ada. That is true.
I still love the fucking 5-speed. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh wow, just going straight for the F.
That.
Wow.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, guys.
Wow, dang, just dropping it like
See,
that.
that's because you talk about Ada and I'm like, okay.
Oh, jeez, wow. Teaching my nephew to drive a manual, all we do is stall. Well, I can tell you, pimping ain't easy. No, this is straight up automatic. Yeah, I know. Fernando with the F bomb. He did the Fernando bomb. First F bomb ever heard from Nando. Use the parking brake. I mean, I like to keep my hands on the steering wheel. What's up, Mel? Well, today is Monday, guys, so you know what that means, right?
Yeah, it's an F-bomb drop.
It's an F-bomb drop Monday. That's right. It's fun for everyone. Fernando is hot, dropping the F. So, along with working on this Jeep tonight at 6:30, of course, we'll be doing the live show. Let's talk about the Jeep real quick, just so we can get that out of the way. This is getting a full Rockford system. So we have the T2 components going in the front of the car. We have the T1 coaxials. Did we figure out which ones we're doing in the back yet? We haven't yet. I think we're going to do those 165s, 175s.
Well, let me see your knife.
That's right there. So the really cool thing about T1 speakers, if you guys didn't know this, is that they make a 6, a 6.5, and a 6 3/4 in the T1. So whichever one you feel you need, they have. Now they are a little bit different. Each one of them has a different config. The 6 has a center mount tweeter. The 6.5 and the 6 3/4 have this bridge tweeter. So yeah, it's just going to be a little
6.5.
bit. That's
I'm going to go with the 6 3/4.
You want to try it? See if you want to grab the grill, or just
Totally.
just say all you need is the grill.
Totally fits.
Totally fits. Okay. Totally fits.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that fits like a champ. Yeah, so 6 3/4 for
You're
sure.
going to go like this.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna put it like that?
Yeah, so, you know, just
Okay.
everybody can see it.
Whatever works for you.
What is it?
Goes right in.
Perfect. Beautiful.
Well, you got to line up the bridge. So
Like
the
this.
bridge is the most important thing.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you know, some bridges are kind of crooked, so it's okay.
Okay. You know what they say about Jeeps, right? I'll get you anywhere you want to go. Only problem is getting back. No, I've never heard that one. What's up, Dan? Or Danny, whichever one you like. You building? No, I'm just chilling. Anyway, so this is getting so it's getting all the Rockford speakers, and it's getting I think it's an L7T box in the back here. We're doing a DSR1. So the first thing we had to do this morning was test the DSR1 to make sure that it works, and that you can reflash it, because this is not an Alpine system. This is a base model system, and the DSR1 is now capable of reflashing the radio to make it think that it is a amplified system. So we get the two-channel fixed, non-EQ'd, awesome sound that goes directly into the DSR1. Then your fader and everything is controlled through the DSR1 because it's iData connection. That's what all this cool T-harness is here. Connects to the CAN bus up here behind the glove box. Pro tip of the day, if you do have to connect the CAN bus, you'll notice green gets a white plug, white gets a green plug. They make things fun. They always have loads of room for everything. They have no room in these cars. Oh my gosh, it's so tight. I still haven't figured out where I'm going to put this yet, so working on that. But anyway, so the first thing we did this morning was reprogram the car, get the DSR1, make sure it worked, test the outputs, get everything golden there. Fernando then started working on the speakers. I had to go help a customer. We haven't gone underneath the hood yet. This is what we're doing for right now. So we have the two T2 components. This is going to sit in the back of the car like this. So this is the Rockford waterproof 1005 5-channel. This is the M5. It's what it is. So here it is. Yeah. But anyways, so that'll be powered off of there. We'll run our own RCAs over to wherever the DSR1 goes. Right now I'm in the process of getting the speaker wires hooked up to the crossovers. So this is going to be the front, so these will go off into there. We'll run our own tweeter wires up into the center of the dash where the harness is going to be. As you can see, the speaker wires are already there. So that's our front and rear. And then once we get to these, probably tomorrow, I have to laser the panels. We'll get those in. Two favorite guys at Car Audio. Woo! It's going to be interesting to see what they do later with these cars as time. He's on with this electric car garbage. Oh, I know. Yeah, electric Jeep. Wouldn't that be exciting? Oh, God.
We're going to have Bluetooth amplifier.
Oscar finally got his tuning kit.
Oh, very nice.
Do you know where ours went?
Yes, of course.
Do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a look at it real quick. I like electric cars. Okay. I mean, hey, I got nothing against them, I don't think. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it much. I drive a gas car, so. We actually just worked on a hybrid Jeep the other day. Oh, really? I didn't know they made one. Yeah, yeah. Was it a Wrangler? I don't think, did they make a Wrangler hybrid? Or was it just one of the SUV things? Alright. So what Oscar was talking about, when you become an MSC dealer, which is Helix, Match, and what's the other one? Brax, thank you. Hybrid is still a combustion engine car, unless it's a Tesla. There's no engine at all. Alright. So anyways, when you become a dealer for MSC, they offer what's called a tuning kit, because their amplifiers, you can loop through their amplifiers to do a microphone and tune the car that way, which make things really cool. It's new software. The second version of the software, I believe. They have a third software that just came out, but we haven't gotten that information yet. So once you become a dealer, if you order enough stuff, then they send you this. Or you're just really cool and ask.
It's a briefcase.
You get a briefcase.
We have a bomb.
Can't say bomb.
No, oh,
Can't say bomb.
Ooh.
Oh, look at that. It's covered in white Cheetos.
That's heavy. Oh, dude, you're gonna love this thing.
Yeah, no, I had to send them a logo to do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, they just don't like steal your logo off of the internet. That would be way too hard. Oh, look at that. Yeah, nice. I need to get some of this. So, professional tuning kit, custom built for 5-star car stereo. There you go. So, is this just the, this is the one we have. Oh man, I may need to do that. Wow. So this is the MTK1 measurement tool kit.
Safety.
All right, so they give you a bunch of owner's manuals. Neat stuff there. Oh, cool. Tuning kit Pro Fit.
Yeah, baby.
Isn't that the book we kind of stuck in our bags when we were there last time?
I stole it.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing.
Oh wow, it comes with a laptop. Oh no shit.
Oh wow, nice too.
Well, I mean that's a no shit moment. Let's be honest. I didn't know it came with a laptop. Wow.
Look at that.
No kidding. All right. Well, I'm kind of impressed.
I like it.
I'm super impressed.
Well, that's MSC. Come on.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
You know,
All right, so it comes with a laptop.
comes with a laptop.
Wow.
Step it up.
Oscar, and I'm repeating Oscar's, a bomb-ass tuning kit.
Ooh, look at
Wait,
that.
I didn't get a gay case like this. Sorry, Ada. Sorry.
You're not that cool.
Is the tuning kit affordable? I gotta be honest with you, I have no idea how much the tuning kit is. So we get their version, what they call it the PTK1 polarity tester. It looks very similar to the PT
9A Plus.
Yeah.
So, well, we have
But we got two, which is cool because you need two. Oh yeah, we got one of those. That's cool. So now we have two. So that is a laser tape measure. Oh, big USB extension.
I like it.
That's cool. Another mini USB to USB extension.
You have your laptop.
Oh, laptop power cable.
Cable.
Test probes. Two sets of test probes for the PTK1 XLR microphone.
Yeah.
Another USB cable. A microphone stand adapter. And then the microphone itself. And then I'm guessing that is a XLR to... Oh, wow. XLR to USB.
Yep. XLR to USB.
Ah, I get it. So you could plug this into here, or you can plug the cable between the two.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, guys. I mean to do that. Oh, look at that.
And we have...
Okay. And then we have the software and probably store files and stuff like that. All right, so there you go.
I like it.
All right, that'll be nice. So I can't wait to play with that. See what it does.
Mini. I like it. That is so cool.
Ah.
Wow.
I got the small box. He's upset. I got the same case, about 4,000, I think. There you go.
4,000?
Yeah.
There you go.
Badass laptop at that. I will take your word. No, it's an order. It's not, the case isn't $4,000. It's you have to do so much money in business. I support the no shit moment. Ada wants to redact the fact he did not mean gay.
What?
He did not mean that. And the laptop has a little number pad where the mouse is. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's nice. I have a customer with a 2019 BMW X5 non-amplified audio system. I looked at the Audison complete plug-and-play system. Any other systems that would work that is not plug-and-play? I mean, when it comes to... It is pretty cool. It is pretty cool.
Laser.
Why don't you grab the other one? We'll just do them both at the same time. Get it out of the way.
Really?
Yeah, why not? We got time. We got like 5 minutes.
No, we don't have nothing.
Yeah, but let's just keep it going. So that's tuning kit number 1. Leave that here. Leave that. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Number 1.
I was gonna say, where are you going with that? That needs to get put on the shelf.
I was trying to put it in my car.
No. When do you need to get? You have a DSP. I mean, Match may have a system for that that's plug and play. Any of the systems that would work that is not plug and play. It really just comes into how you're integrating it. Mobridge would be the company you'd want to look at for any form of adapter they may make, because everyone's just using their adapter anyway. So that's Mobridge. That may help you, Danny.
All right.
Hi. Very cool. I don't have access to Match. Check out Mobridge. Like I said, check out the Mobridge, and then maybe you can use anything you want. That's the sound card, I think. Just look like a thumb drive. That piece goes between the mic and the laptop. Yes, that's yeah. I have one here somewhere already. ADA's the S2000 King DMRTA competitor. No, it's not. No, because this is designed to work with their amplifiers and give you kind of the circle of life, so you can plug into their amplifier, you can plug this into the car, and then between the laptop, the amplifier, and the microphone, the three pieces will all communicate with one another. If anything, it's more of a competitor for like a BitTune and or the new Max, because the Max can be a standalone RTA as well as plug into the amplifiers. And with that being said, here's the Max.
Welcome to the Max.
So now this one, for those of you that are curious, is $4,000. Wow.
Ooh, that's neat.
And I have to give Ada a big thank you, as well as JL Audio, for allowing us to buy this through Ada, because we were not a JL dealer, so we were not eligible to buy it. But they were nice enough to let me buy it through Ada, so that was kind of cool. So Absolute, giving them a shout out. Lots of parts. So this is the Max right here. So this is this is no joke. This is a full microphone array. Lots of stuff. So this is 2 or 3 years in the making. When I talked to them, they've been working on this bad boy. That's the array system for it.
Hooray! Oh no, right?
Yeah, we don't have to pull all this out. I don't want to. It's got. But let's look at how cool they made this. So you have like all these pieces, and this is cool, like laser cut foam. Yeah, so that's pretty awesome. Yeah, but yeah, this is the Max. Oh, is there something under there? Oh, wow. Well, that's nice. Oh, so this is if you're going to take the whole thing apart. It gives you all the little trays and stuff for the pieces that are in your hand.
Pretty neat.
That is pretty cool.
I like it. Because
you can do a one mic array. So that's probably what that piece is for, is if you're just going to do one mic and use it like a kind of like a DMRTA type thing. Got the quick start guide.
You just follow 1 to 10. Done.
That's why it's called the quick start guide.
No, it's 1 to 11. Sorry, guys.
I'll see you Saturday. That's cool, Bobby. Yeah. It is the Max.
All right.
Is it called the Max? It's called the Max, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Max. This is Max right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, this is the Max. Yeah, so this is a standalone RTA, as well as you can tune it with, you can use it, relax dude. But yes, this is a standalone RTA system, and that's why we wanted it, because obviously we're not a JL dealer, but we want to have access to the baddest tools that are made. And that's, you gotta keep you stepping up your game. So that's tuning kit number 2. So now we have all 3 of the cool case tuning kits. You have actually we have all 4. Let's be honest. Yeah, we have all 4. So you have the MSC tuning kit, the JL Audio Max tuning kit. If you come over here, that box right there is the DMRTA tuning kit, and behind that blue box right there is our BitTune. So that's all 4 of the tuning kits. Now, if you're sitting there going, holy crap, that's a lot of money for all of these things, you wouldn't be wrong. there is a cheaper way to do it for you guys out there that are more hobbyists than professionals. And that would be buying the IRTA2, which is right there. So this will give you the electrical. So if you have an iPhone, I know if you have an iPhone, it's unfortunately you got to have an iPhone with a lightning connector. But you can get the IRTA2, and that'll do 2 channels of electrical, which most of these devices don't do. Most of them are 1 channel. You got to spend a bunch of money to get 2 channel. So you can buy that guy there for $249, and then you can buy the iTest mic from Audio Control. This is like $149 maybe. Yeah, I think it's like $149 right now with current market price. And you can do acoustical with that on an iDevice. So it's definitely one of the that would be the cheapest way to have both an electrical and an acoustical RTA. So that's pretty sweet there. Now Fernando's gone through the trouble of getting all of these down. Oh, he's not done yet, so we'll just keep going here. American Bass, what's up, man? How's it going? Sorry I didn't get back to you on the phone. Call me back though. I'll talk to you. Not tonight though. We got the live show, so call me tomorrow sometime. Go Fast. Go Fast was awesome. We had a great time up there. We froze our butts off. We have a recap video that we'll be putting out hopefully this week sometime. I mean, not hopefully, we'll be going out this week sometime. But it was a fun 24 hours, that is for sure. We're still trying to get over it, I'm not going to lie. It's been a rough couple days for me because we did that, and then we worked the day, and then, or a day and a half or 2 days, I don't remember what it was. And then I had to go do some family stuff, and so I'm kind of tired, not going to lie. Kind of tired. Now, if we were talking about acoustical RTAs, I don't want to leave out Andy's UMI1, because the UMI1, it's $100 more than the iTest mic, but you will need a laptop. So if you're going to do our iPad solution, then you're good. You can just use, you can do it all with an iPad. But so Fernando's made this really cool. Why did I do that? I don't need this. No, let's just open that. There you go. I don't think it'll matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
Wait. There you go. All right. So no, leave it down. All right. So let's take a look at what Fernando did here. So I gotta go further back.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. So that's all of the kits. Look at them all. Yep. So you got the Helix, Brax, Match tuning kit. That's specifically designed for them. You could probably run RTA software of your own, maybe. I don't know. We haven't done enough with this, so I'm not gonna be like,
start talking about it.
It's not gonna be definitive anything there.
So we have the Match.
So you got the Match.
Helix.
Yeah, you got the MSC.
Yeah, MSC.
You got the JL Audio Max, which is standalone as well as works with their piece. You got the BitTune, which is now standalone as well as works with their piece. You got the DMRTA, which is standalone. You have the iTest mic for acoustical. You have the IRTA2 for electrical. You have the UMI1 for acoustical. So any one of these two combinations, this and this, or this and this, along with these two, will work with an iPad with a lightning connector. This is only made for a this is made for a lightning connector. However, it's an aux output, and if you get the right config, which we show you in the installation or in the owner's manual, you can get an RCA output. So if you can have something sound card wide that has an RCA input, you could use it on a laptop. We never tested that, so in theory it's an RCA output. So if you have an RCA input, whatever and then you got the UMI1 here. This is made for a laptop. They make the U-Test mic also, which should be out here, but we don't have it. But there you go. So most expensive. Definitely the most cost effective. Probably going to be this one or this one, but this is a complete kit. Again, this is, as far as we know, very specific, but if you're a dealer for this product, it's a must-have. And there again, Old Faithful. This is the OG right here. This is the OG. This is the OG out of this group. Obviously, the big thing with red dots made by Audio Control would be the original OG. But yeah, and that's over there too. That's in that yellow case, I think. Either way, there you go. Those are the tuning kits. Now the question is going to be, what do I do when I need to use one, right? Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I know you bought the ZZ2 Zeus Plus. How does the mirroring feature work with vehicles that have wireless CarPlay? Or do cars come with both wireless and wired CarPlay? Too old to know. So most cars that have wireless CarPlay will do wired CarPlay simply by plugging it in, because they have to. As far as the Zeus goes, I still haven't plugged it into my car yet. That's plans for this week, to plug it in and see how it works and do all that funness. So stay tuned. We'll let you know. I get lost on tuning. I let my pro, there you go, Oscar, do my tuning. Alright, moving on. Happy you get to play with it. I'm happy I get to play with it too. What's up, fellas? You're gonna love it. My circle, the same stuff. Yeah, I know you do. I don't even know how to use a tuning fork. Neither do I. RTA2 for the win. Right. What are your thoughts on the Alpine components compared to the Focal components? The current ones or the new ones? Obviously, the new ones we've never heard. The new ones, that's a really bright tweeter on those new ones, that's for sure. So I'm guessing we're talking about the R-Type. So if we're going to talk about the R-Type, that would be comparable with like the Access. And I feel like I want to go with the Alpine, I'm not going to lie. I don't even know why I said that. Of course I'm not going to lie, I never lie at this point. But no, man. I still think I'm going with the Alpine. If I'm going with Alpine or Access, yeah, I'm gonna go Alpine. Now, if you're talking X-Type, then it gets a little bit more gray, because then you're like up in the price of like the Focal Flax, in which case I'm definitely going with the Flax. Maybe not. I don't know. Man, that's a tough one. Depends. Do I need a 6x9 component? If I need a 6x9 component, the X-Type might be the way to go with. That's tough. But, yeah. So... tune it by ear. Yep, there you go. I wish my ear was that good. What's the one car you absolutely hate doing an install in? The problem is like we get stuck doing them over and over again. So after a while, you just become numb to it. I would say it's probably what's that Lexus SC430.
Yeah.
Really not a fan of the SC430, but unfortunately we've become so good at them at this point that it's just kind of become numb. But it's just really not a fun car to do, mainly because, no offense to the owners, but mainly because the owners really don't understand what they got themselves into with that car. And the problem is, if the speakers are blown, it's really, 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 really expensive to get a speaker system in that doesn't suck. And it's got a Mark Levinson system in it that doesn't suck, but the speakers just all fall apart. And to replace the speakers is thousands of dollars. And the car is old, and they just don't want to spend that on it. So trying to explain that to somebody is just really tough. What's up, Art? Arturo in the house. Is the Max going to be your go-to moving forward? Once we figure out how to use it, more than likely, yes. That's why we got it. But there again, it also depends what we're doing. I can't see breaking out. It's going to depend. It's going to depend on what we're doing. Some systems, some systems we've done so many times repetitively that it would probably be more than we need to get in there and do what we need to do. It's just going to see what we get accustomed working with. I'm not going to speculate on like oh no, we're only going to use this, because the DMRTA is a solid tool, you know, and there's no reason, if we can get what we need, there's no reason to take a sledgehammer where you can get away with just a regular hammer. The reason why we buy all these kits is because each one of them does stuff different than the other one. And knowing the differences are what's going to dictate whether you use them or not, or what you use them on. I just like having the option at my disposal to use the right tool for the job. I mean, I feel you guys have kind of picked up on that. We buy a lot of different tools to make our jobs easier. So if the Max is the solution for the problem to make our jobs easier, then that's definitely what we're going to use. But, you know, I'm also not going to... We're far enough along in this that we don't want to overcomplicate things just to overcomplicate things. Just, you know, it's like, oh, I have to use this because I bought it. Well, yeah, but if this other tool's better at it or faster at it or serves, you know, gets us what we need, then we'll use that. Yeah. Don't you need just one? Yeah. One. I mean, there again. At least one is the idea. You need, and that's what we were talking about when I said, you know, a lot of people can't buy this, can't buy that, can't buy this. These things are out of the scope of what they're willing to commit to do this. We do this as a living. We're professionals. We do this day to day. So this is the stuff that we need in order to do our job. But that's why we came out with this, because, you know, at $249, this gets you a 2-channel electrical RTA. So I can plug this and hook this up to any speaker, any electrical input, either RCA or speaker level, and see what the heck is going on from that unit. I can buy this for less and do acoustical. I can put this, you know, on here and stick this in the window of my car, and I can tune my car with this. When Brian Mitchell from ARC, your friend and mine, as we all know, when he travels with this and he travels with this, and he goes around and he tunes cars with these as a professional, because this won't fit in his suitcase. So we know that both of these will do the job for a lot of people. However, you know, having all of this, it's the price that it takes in order to be a professional, I guess. I don't know. I'm missing 2 out of is all of them. I kind of feel inadequate. I mean, we got more too. This isn't the only stuff we have at it. I mean, I got a whole drawer full of RTAs over there. So, Dean Pippin, all his toys. Not all my toys, just some of my toys. Wants to stop by shop and get an 8-channel amp and with DSP from your shop. High power recommendations. 8-channel amp with DSP. High power is kind of what's throwing that off, because most 8-channel DSP amps are not high power. You know, the Forza is 70 by 8. I'm thinking that the Helix is 70. They have staggered power in their 8-channel. They have a 10-channel and a 12-channel also. Check out Helix. But there again, the Helix with the Blam speakers, because the Blam are 2 ohm, make that really a doable option, because the Helix will give you more power at 2 ohm. Not saying that the Audison will also, but it's not like when you buy like a DM, a D6 61200 from Audio Control, which is 120 by 6, and it's a big beast of an amplifier. They just really don't do that with 8 channels. It's kind of weird. I'm still trying to convince my boss to go half and half on the JL Max. I mean, why not? I mean, here's the thing. Years ago, I figured out that being tied to a shop, meaning like the boss owns half the tools, you own half the tools, it really kind of limits the things that you can do as an installer. I mean, if you want to leave, you have to leave. Well, you're leaving half the tool there. It's expensive, but you're also investing in yourself as a professional, and having the ability to take it with you is the most important thing. But there again, having a max is great, but it might not be what you need. Meaning, have you ever used an RTA before? Learning on that, yes, it's going to be difficult, but you just need an RTA is really what it comes down to. You need an RTA, you need something to do electrical, you need something to do acoustical. Spending the money in yourself, meaning spending the money not to get the max. Like, spend the money to get the max if you have it, but if you don't have it, buy your own stuff that you can take with you and do as you will with, because that's the most important thing. You need to be able to function as an individual outside of the retail store. I learned that lesson a long time ago because the boss bought a lot of the woodworking tools, and then what was I going to do? How am I going to work on stuff? I don't have these tools. So slowly but surely, I started buying my own and replacing his and letting him say, yeah, we don't need this anymore. You can do what you will with it because I have my own version of this tool. So, I bought my own routers. I bought my own table saws. I bought all the tools, nail guns and stuff like that I needed, so that when it was time for me to bug out, I could walk away and still be a functioning installer wherever I needed to go. So to me, like, having the coolest thing is great, having a max, having a DMRTA, but they need to be yours. They need to be yours, because if you go someplace else and you walk in and you got your screwdrivers and that store might not have any RTA. So you show up and you're the only guy with an RTA. You've just added value to yourself. You're the only guy in the store that has an RTA. It sounds silly, but you've just become something that the store has never had. So when you have to rely on the owner to do that, owners are cheap, man. Owners don't want to spend the money. And that's not all of them. That's generalizing, I know. Some owners, like Ada, he'll dump a bunch of money. He'll buy this stuff. He doesn't even think twice about it. But not all owners are like that. A lot of the owners, like yours, that you're having, it's like, come on, man. Like, he doesn't see the value in it because, it's going to slow it down. It's like, no, it's not going to slow it down. You're going to be able to charge for that. You're going to make your money back for that. We charge for every minute we're tuning a car. It's not like it's free. It's not like, we're done now, we're going to tune it. No. There's 2 hours built into that equation for us to tune your car. You're going to get the money back as an owner, but they don't see it that way. And as far as you having the tools to do it, your owner now has to charge that money. So if you get paid for labor dollars, you're like, listen, I have to tune this RCA. You need to charge him 2 to 4 hours. Well, you're going to do this. You'll get your money back for buying that RTA in no time flat if you guys do DSPs. Plus now you can do DSPs and you can. So it's like a circle of life thing. Investing in yourself will bring you more money, more wealth, more satisfaction. Wow, this has turned into like a TED Talk. I'm sorry, guys. But you get what I'm saying. It's important to invest in yourself, and it's important to be able to stand alone in a field with your tools and be like, I can do this, and not have to rely on anybody else. In this store right now, in this building, there's 2 things that Paul owns. He owns that panel saw, because at the time when we opened it, we were cutting wood. We don't really use it much anymore. Actually, the only thing we use it for is cutting big stuff into small stuff. So when we buy our sheets of plastic, it comes by 4x8, we cut them to 4x4. And then there's an air compressor that's in the bathroom that you guys use. So make sure and Paul owns that, which we really don't even use much anymore because, Milwaukee has come out with pretty much an electrical tool to do almost everything that we were doing with an air tool. So everything else is owned by us. Fernando has his tools, I have my tools, and and even the shelving on the wall is mine. This cabinets, these are mine because it's filled with my stuff. I'm ordering the shelving for here hopefully this week so we can continue on with the renovation of the install bay, and that's just what it is. So you have to be your own man or your own woman or your own person, whatever you want to be. So spend the money in yourself. Spend the money on yourself. It's hard sometimes, I know. It's like, where's the value? But it's value. If you have one pair of crimpers and you use them every day and that pair of crimpers breaks, what do you do? What do you do?
I borrow yours.
You borrow mine. Yeah, but so here's a pair of crimpers here. Here's another pair of crimpers here. There's another pair of crimpers either in that toolbox there or this toolbox here. I have no idea where. But there's 3 pairs of crimpers because one never gets used and the 2 get used all the time. If one of these breaks, no problem. You know, the other day, I hate these things, but I've used them for so long. These stupid Klein things with a lifetime warranty. Now, it's not worth the headache. But, you know, these springs on these things break all the time. If somebody knows where I can get springs, let me know. That one broke. Well, I used to have stacks of them as backups. I've gone through my whole stack, so I was like, oh crap, I don't have any more. But I got another pair right here. So now we got stacks back, so we're good. So, you know, you got to invest in yourself, man. You got to invest in yourself. All right, that's enough for the TED Talk today. Listen, if you guys got questions about car audio, we know you do. Tune in tonight at 6:30 on the Facebooks. We'll answer your questions. We'll have a good time. We have one unboxing we're going to do tonight on a new product that we're talking about from Metra. So you guys want to, if you're a Jeep person, you're going to love what they just come out with or if you work on Jeeps, you're going to love what they come out with because it's going to make your life so much easier. So stay tuned for that tonight. You can find that over on the Facebook page at 5-star. You can get your DMR, you can get your IRTA2 over at DNF Tool Drawer if you're interested in picking yourself up one of those bad boys to make your life awesome. Does anyone make a harness for the 2020 F-150 to tap into the high level input on a sub amp? If you're just looking for like a T-harness for behind the radio, the DFO2 from iData is a T-harness that just gives you you unplug the radio. This goes between it like a T-harness, gives you all the speaker wire outputs. So that's the DFO2 from iData. Moscone has, any channel. Actually, yeah, we got it sitting over on the shelf. It's pretty cool. Alright, so you guys are all talking about RTAs. Moving on. I'm trying to tap into low level input. Oh, my girl, what piece do I use? I have no idea. Your girl has a low level? Whatever works for you. Honestly, I'd have to look that part number up for Audison. I don't remember which one that is. But anyways, as I was saying, guys, make sure to tune in tonight at 6:30. You guys have a great rest of the day. We'll see you later. Bye. Stop playing on your phone.
I'm trying to.
Trying to stop playing on your phone?
But I can't.
What are you trying to buy?
There you go. Now it's working.
What? Facebook?
The Facebook.
I told you it was probably a glitch this morning.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. It's Facebook, man. Doesn't always work. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? We got a Toyota 4Runner in the house that we're working on. Kind of going to go over what's going inside of it, just to give you guys an overview. We know I haven't been on in a couple days. Things have been hectic. Yesterday was a real crazy day, which we'll talk more about this weekend because we need more time to kind of go in depth. What's up, Ada? But here's what's happening on this. This is a really cool one. They're all really cool, let's be honest. Everything that we try to do, we try to make it as cool as possible, and it's unique to the customer. A couple things I do want to show you. This is just sitting here so Fernando doesn't go looking for it. It's not where it's going to end up, obviously, but check this out. So this is what the dealer did for his fuse. Now, if you guys don't know what this is one of those fuse taps. It's made to go inside of a fuse box like this. Has the little dual fuse replacement. So this is unique as hell. So they just loosened this up, put it in here because they didn't want to go into the fuse box. Now, they weren't totally wrong. Going into this fuse box would be a terrible idea because if you break this seal, water can get inside of your fuse box and then you can corrode all the fuses and you end up having to replace the fuse box. Bad idea. Don't go into here for sure, but don't do this nonsense. Get a regular fuse holder and do it the right way. You don't need all this extra wire. This is kind of silly. They had it all just tucked right here. Now they put in these headlights, and these are stupid expensive headlights. As some of you guys know, you've bought headlights before and you realize how expensive they can be. But this is what they did. I mean, cheesy as shit, for sure. But this is the kind of work you get from dealers that, of course, charge us a fortune to troubleshoot cars when it turns out to be something like a bad fuse or something like that, and whatever. But yeah, they were smart not to go into here, but dumb because they couldn't put an extra. And to be fair, I'm sure the dealers don't have extra fuse holders laying around, and God forbid they charge somebody a bunch of money to put it in. Go down to Napa or something like that and pick up a $2 fuse holder just to make sure they're doing the job right. No, they come up with some crazy ass shit like this that and that's what it is too. That's definitely a profanity moment. If I was to pop my hood and see this after I just paid somebody a bunch of money to put it in, I'd be like, come on guys, are you serious? Are you kidding me? You just charged me $100, hundreds of dollars to do this? Because dealers charge a lot of money and they do dumb stuff like this. So there we go. Anyways, we're gonna fix that. We also have a new battery that he bought that we're gonna put in, so we'll deal with that in a little bit. But going on to the rest of the car. So he is getting a Pioneer. So this is the metric kit. We've added the extra braces because it is a floating screen. We don't want it to jiggle. So there's a brace here, that'll it. And then it's a Pioneer. So we've added this piece to the back. This is so that when you put that USB-C in, it will stay, it won't get broken off or anything like that. So we laser this piece out and put it on, and then we run a zip tie through these two holes, and that'll hold that USB in place and keep it from any damaging going to the radio, because we don't want that. The other thing we do too is, because it is a USB-C, we make this piece here, which is a USB-C flush mount for the car, so that he can use the USB-C, because we all know USB-C is the way it's going. Now up underneath the seat we have the Kenwood 401.4, which if you guys saw the video this week, we just dynoed. Pure coincidence, we're putting one of these in. So this is going to power the whole vehicle. Up front it's getting the 6903Cs, which are the 6x9 and the 3.5. Now, from the factory, this has a 2.5. So the 6902s are what you're more than likely going to want to put in there, because you'll be able to retain this metal bracket in order to put it in. However, if you have a router or a laser, router's really all you need, but you can router out this whole shape and you'll end up with something that looks like this. And now this allows you to put a 3.5 in where the 2.5 goes. Now I would recommend making it out of 1/4 inch, and also you need to bottom mount the speaker, not top mount. As you can see, this, it's kind of thick and whatnot, but we're gonna go all the way up to the top with this, so we're gonna need room for that grill to go back on. So with this, that's why this hole is so big. The speaker actually mounts from underneath and uses these two screw provisions here to attach to it, and then we can slide it in. Now on the passenger side, this tongue is actually going to go underneath the plastic, and then on the driver's side, then it just screws in here. The driver's side is simple, it just attaches where the two screw points are, and speaker mounts underneath. But this is cool because this allows us to put a bigger speaker up there with a tweeter, more high frequency, all the better. So that's going to go up front. 2 of the channels are going to run that, and then in the back we went with the Kenwood Exelon 6.5s all the way around. So there's a set here in the back door, and then a set into the rear tail. So those are going to be powered off. The other 2 channels in the amplifier, just like the factory. Back here in the corner is where the factory sub and amplifier are. So the T harness that you need is the Maestro AF01 or 2. If you want to know for sure and you have one of these, all you have to do is go onto the Maestro website and type in the make, model, and year of your 4Runner or Toyota and do amplifier replacement, and it'll give you this harness. If you have any of those, it's going to be an A or a DFO2. So any of the Toyotas that have any form of external amplifier, whether it's the non-JBL or the JBL, iData makes all the T harnesses to access that amplifier. I'll tell you right now, they're not pinned right, meaning the colors don't match what they do, the curtains don't match the drapes. Positive and negative are correct, but if you're ridiculously picky like me, I just repin them so that they do what they need to do. But they do give you a color code breakout on their website. So that's that. As far as installing the radio in the dash, of course, we use the RR2, or the RR, I'm sorry, we just use the RR here. This is the harness, it's all zip tied up, ready to go. And backup camera retention, amplifier for the back of the pint, all this stuff is all set and ready, so that's that. This is out right now because we're running our wiring through the car at the moment. The power wire has yet to go through the firewall. That's just chilling out right over there. But the speed wire comes across here and then is ending up back here, which is where I'm getting ready to work. Fernando is finishing up the last door panel. So he's putting the sound treatment. So we're using the Ultimate from Roadkill on this particular install. So he's putting, this is foam on one side, then it has metal, then it has butyl. So it's got a lot of stuff going on here. But the foam is nice because it squishes a little bit, and it's a little bit heavier, and these are not that heavy, and you got a lot of weak spots. So he likes using the Ultimate, right?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so he's doing the Ultimate on this, getting all the seams covered and whatnot. And I want to say that's it. That's what's happening in this right now, which is cool. We started on it yesterday. Did you guys go over the rear speakers in the door and tailgate and how you wired it? I think I just missed. No, we didn't. But so the rear. So there's so these are the rear tailgate speakers. Depending on what system you have, it's going to be different. Most people don't have the JBL 4Runners we found, and how that works is these are the speaker wires here. So you have a red and a white. So you have a positive and a negative. So let's say the positive comes into this door, and then the negative goes out. So you have a positive and negative come into this door. The positive goes up to the radio. The negative comes back along here, comes up, comes out through one of these two holes, and then attaches to the positive on this speaker. And then the negative from this speaker comes all the way back through here and all the way back up front and goes to the radio. So what we have in the normal Toyota 4Runners is a giant series rear speaker application. If you don't want to do that, what you need to do is drop this, or it might be that side, and get to the speaker harness that's running to the front. In this case, it probably is this side because the factory amplifier is over here. Once you get to that, you're going to find the two wires that go up to this speaker. You're going to have to cut them and then run a new set of wires up to the front. You're going to have to do the same thing here and this. Now, if the only thing you're trying to do is eliminate, let's say, these rear door speakers, don't stress out. Disconnect the speaker, twist the two wires together and solder them, or buy the Metra plug that goes into it. It's going to have a black wire and a white wire. Twist those two together, and what it'll do is it'll complete the circuit. And even though it's a longer run, it's not going to affect the way the car sounds. It's not going to do anything weird. But that will allow you just to have these and not these. Or go into the B pillar here, find that red and white wire, cut it, and run your own wires up to the front, capping off these, of course. So that's how the standard 4Runner works. Now, in the case of the JBL system, that's not how it works. The JBL actually has wires run for every speaker location in the car, and the iData harness, the ATO, it's either a TO1 or a TO2, has a wire for the dash, the front doors, the rear doors, and these. Now, we will be hooking these up in series as well, just like the actual factory system does it, because we don't need, these are 3 ohm speakers, we don't need a 1.5 ohm load on that amplifier. It's not necessary. The amplifier won't like it. But it's also, we don't need 100 watts going to each one of these. That amplifier, as you guys saw in the video, is a workhorse. It's big, it's got a lot of power, and we don't need that much going to these. So this we will be wiring up in series back here at the amplifier, and of course the speed wire will take care of all that. So that's how the rear speakers are in the 4Runners. Hopefully that answers all your questions on that one.
The model number for the speaker harness is 728104.
For what?
For the speaker.
Oh, we'll say it one more time. Oh, you got it right here. I was gonna say, wow, you just pulled that out of your butt. Wow, this is the speaker harness wire.
Oh, do you think I? Oh.
Yeah, I did. I really did.
That's what I put it here. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you're reading the questions.
Cover it.
Good job, Fernando. Good job. Stinker, I swear to God. Hey guys, what's up, Mr. Berg? Hey. Looking forward to your part, man. Looking forward to your bass now. Bro, yeah. Sorry there wasn't a video this morning. We were out late last night with some some people, which we're going to talk more about this weekend on the Saturday show. Trash guys here, thank God. So we'll cover that more then. I don't really want to get into it right now, mainly just because of time. Would an Infinity 4-channel DSP amp be worth upgrade to do front stage? Yes, of course. Yes, that's one of the reasons why we got it. And hopefully next week we'll get some time in Fernando's car, because I'm desperately looking forward to put that into the lab and just let that play out. So yeah, this guy, hell yes. That's why I wanted to. That's why I asked him to send it to us, because I feel that's where it's going to really, okay. So there again, I'm not looking at price. You guys, I'm not a price guy, but Kicker Key is awesome. If you're into just hitting the magic button and going and just hoping it does what you want it to, and most of the time it does. And there's some hacks that we've talked about to get it to cooperate. But then there's the other guys that are like, man, I really wish I could break into this DSP and do what I want.
Very touchy-feely.
If you're the touchy-feely computer guy, well, then you want the Infinity that gives you all that control. So that's really where I'm excited about that piece, because that's what its intended purpose is in my mind. Thank you. We put a PDX V9 in my buddy's 4Runner and just tapped into the factory harness behind the head unit and with KS speakers. Yeah, that would work. It'll work. It'll do what it needs to do. From the factory, there kind of has the lower ohm load. It's all good and everything sounds wonderful. But it's only like what you did is fine, and what 90% of the time you're going to do. Just like we're getting ready to wire it that way in this car, because it'll work better for what it is we're doing. We did the rear doors and the lift gate and left it wired like stock. Yep. That's how we do it most of the time, because that's how it needs to be most of the time.
This is how we do it, baby.
This is how we roll. That fuse head you lost for words. It really, trust me, when he popped the hood and showed me that and asked us to fix it, I was like, who did this? Are you kidding me? And hey. Question. On Sony RSXG S9, supposedly the volume knob and the front doesn't work if using Toshlink and you have to install a separate volume knob. Is it the same with the High 10? All right, 2 questions there, 2 different answers. First things first, on a GS9, you would never use the Toshlink on the back of the radio. The whole reason why you're buying the GS9 is because of the DAC that is built inside of it. All right? You would never, there's nothing, okay, I'm not saying nothing in the sense that very little is what I mean by nothing. There's nothing out there that has the Sabre DAC that has with its capabilities. You want that piece to do your decoding. How you get your signal from point A to point B is irrelevant. Yes, you're going to use RCAs, and what I mean by irrelevant is that the DAC inside that radio is the master decoder. You want it to do the work. You don't want your DSP to do the work, because it doesn't have a Sabre DAC in it. It has some other cheaper thing that is not as good as the Sabre DAC. Remember, the whole purpose of the DAC is to do a digital to analog conversion at the best rate possible. That's what it does. So you're buying a GS9 because its capabilities exceed everybody else's. Now, for the High 10, the High 10's Toshlink output, yes, it has variable volume control from the head unit, so when you turn the head unit up and down, go off to a better DAC and a better DSP, you will get the benefit of it. So in that case, yes, go for it. The other case, no. A lot of people get that confused. They think Toshlink is awesome because, there's light doesn't pick up noise and all that other things. But the core purpose of the DAC is to do digital to analog conversion or analog to digital conversion. And there's so much more to it than whether you're running a light bar or an RCA. You want the piece that does the best decoding where it's going to do the best good. And when you bypass it just for the idea of that it's going to reduce noise, well, you kind of sell yourself short. That piece should have never had the GS9 should have never had a Toshlink on the back of it. It was in the home piece that the guy designed, and they put it on the back of that because they said, hey, fit this in this box, and that's what he did. So who knows the real reason, but the reality is it shouldn't be there. Do I need a specific mic to auto EQ my Pioneer? Can I use the Bluetooth mic No, it won't go through the Bluetooth mic. It's a special Pioneer mic that Pioneer makes. You can probably pick them up on eBay for $20. It's this little goofy thing right here, this little guy. If you have a Pioneer home audio system, it comes with the same mic, so you can either get one from a home receiver or one from Pioneer or eBay or whatever it is, but you need this mic. The Bluetooth mic is not the same style mic. They do two totally different things. The mic for Bluetooth is tuned specifically for vocal. It's not a full range microphone. It is set up totally different. I missed that question on the Kenwood. Can I wire 6 speakers parallel if I series the outputs of my receiver to a mono 4-channel amplifier? Wait, what? Can I wire 6 speakers parallel if I series the outputs of my receiver to a mono block 4? I don't think I really understand that question. I really appreciate y'all sharing your knowledge. We try our best, man. Thank you for a detailed explanation. You know me, man. I try to give as much information I can. What's up, Christian? It's always the ground, man. It's always the ground. Have you done the review on the new JBL Infinity amps? Did we miss it? No, you never miss anything, and no, we haven't done them yet. Last week was kind of hectic, and this week was just trying to get back in the swing of things. Plus, yesterday we had 2 really big meetings with vendors that we can't talk about yet. We'll talk about this weekend. And so it kind of ate up a lot of time. We didn't get in late last night because we were doing a dinner meeting, which went really well and is really, really exciting. It was really cool, and I can't wait to tell you guys all about it. But I need to get back to work on this because we have to finish it. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get this done in the next couple hours, and then we're going to come back when it's done, and we're going to show you the finished product when it's all done. I'd love to keep answering questions. It's a lot of fun. But tonight, make sure you tune in to the Hi-Fi Vega network. We do reverse polarity and then follow that by side jag. You guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later today. Bye. So basically what you're saying is not ask the question, what is your installation specialty? Say, what do you excel at in your chosen career path?
Yeah.
All right, we'll answer the question.
Drive Dean nuts.
See, and that's why that's a bad question. Because it leaves, I don't know. It's a tough one. Definitely a tough one.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing today?
That's funny.
Why?
I'm watching you watching me.
Isn't that a song? I think that's a song. Maybe it's ABBA. I'm just thinking of ABBA. Loving you, loving me. Oh, that was funny. When we were at Disney last week, they had an ABBA dance recital thing going on. And so Haley, of course, wanted to see it. And, and I'd sit there and watched. And, yeah, 70s were a fun time. Is that a heater on the floor? No, that is actually a fan. That's a air conditioning squirrel cage fan and a power outlet. So right now it's quiet because, one, we're on, but two, it's not really cold enough yet. But as you see, it has these little outlets right here. So in the summertime, we blow that into the car, and that keeps us from overheating. So
make audio tent.
That's what that is for. What are some good full range 10-inch speakers? Man, that's outside of my wheelhouse.
10-inch.
Yeah, that's way outside of my wheelhouse.
DS18. This is full range, no?
Yeah, you're. I'm guessing you're talking about louds.
I'm guessing.
And I have no. Yeah, that's outside of my wheelhouse because they're not really full range. They're high frequency mid range. They don't really play low, so they're not full range per se.
Okay.
If you want something that is, so it's you'd almost need a coaxial that has a mid bass, like a 10-inch mid bass. I tell you, who used to make one many years ago. Morel made a 10-inch Integra.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it had the big 1-inch silk soft dome in the center, and then a big 10-inch mid bass around it. It was an Integra, so it shared the same motor structure for both. It was really cool, but yeah, they don't make anything like that anymore. That would be, but yeah. Rockford has one. Yeah, but there again, it's a loudspeaker, so you're right, Lance, they do. But he said sound. He wanted me to, like, say what I think would be good. I don't have anything like that. I'm not going to push somebody down that road without actually knowing if it sounds good or not. Audism has some 8s. And there again, that's a mid-range. That's not full range. So a lot of companies now have 8s. Morel has a 9. Audison has an 8. Focal has an 8. And they're made to be played with a tweeter. So, I mean, if that's what you're looking for, any of those brands are nice. Good afternoon.
What's up?
When you guys do Mustangs, do you run a new wire into the door? No. Not on a Ford, man.
No.
There's no need to. It has the wires that you need in the door. Just use the factory wiring. You're not going to accomplish anything by running the wire in there other than really screwing up the harness. I mean, if it's an old Mustang, yeah, I get it, maybe. Okay, sure.
But what are you
But-
running?
The same wire that's already in there.
You're correct.
Oh, wait, I'm going to run 16 gauge instead of 18 gauge.
No, I think you're fine.
It's going to make no difference.
Yeah. Unless you put in.
Audison and the SP8 in the SPL line. All right, so yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that Hertz probably has one in the SPL line. Lance, you talk like you know electromedia, bro. Come on, man. You don't know nothing about electromedia.
Well, Lance is the boss.
Lance is the boss. And he used to know everything there was to know about electromedia, but apparently
He probably
didn't know
knows.
enough. I don't know. I think it's political. I'm with you, Lance. True players for life. Lance's Autovlog, that's right. By the way, he has a YouTube channel called Lance Autovlog. Lance Doss is the boss. We've had him on the show before when he did work for Electromedia. We'd have him on the show again, even though he doesn't, just because he's cool and he's Lance and we like him. So, moving on. That was a great little plug for Lance. What's the difference between left minus right and BW when setting the crossover on my DSP? Butterworth. Linkwix Riley. Okay. So, acronyms suck. Not your fault. But yeah, so what's the difference between Linkwix Riley and Butterworth when setting the crossover on my DSP? Most of the time, the Linkwix Riley is going to be a 24 dB slope. And what it's designed to do is it's actually, and this gets real, it's two Butterworth 12 dB crossovers stacked on top of one another to create a 24 dB Linkwix Riley. The main purpose for it is, and it depends who you talk to, but a lot of people agree, and the books say the same thing, it is to so when two speakers are crossed over at the same frequency, so let's say we'll throw 3200 out there. At 12 dB, you'd have to flip the tweeter 180 degrees in order to prevent a phase cancellation at the crossover point. So that's why when if you have a polarity checker and you get like a mid-range or coaxial, and let's say the tweeter is backwards to the mid-range, or like a Rockford where the tweeter is backwards to the mid-range because you're using a 12 dB Butterworth, and they think they're going to be too close to where there could be a problem at the crossover point because they're sharing a crossover point, and you'll get a dip. And so you'll lose volume at the crossover point. So the Butterworth, that could happen. We're keeping this simple. The Linkwix Riley, that won't happen, is the easiest way to think of that. So 24 dB Linkwix Riley is the safer bet when doing an active crossover system. So if you're going to go point for point, so let's say the tweeter is 32, the 3.2, and the mid-range is 80 to 3.2, or there's let's say a mid-range that is 350 to 3.2, and then the mid-bass is, let's say, 80 to 350. If you picked Linkwix Riley across the board, it just kind of streamlines any headaches that you're going to get from dips at the crossover point because of problems. As you move on and venture forth into your tuning, you might find out that, let's say, gapping might also solve those problems, meaning put a gap between the mid-range and the tweeter, or the mid-bass and the tweeter. So there's a lot of things you can do that will change the sound and prevent phasing problems and gaps or negative playback at those times or at those points. So yeah, safe bet, Linkwix Riley, 24 dB. If you're doing something like this where you just have a set of 6903s in the door, some 6.5s in the back, 12 dB Butterworth, perfectly fine. Because the top crossover points where those issues are done or where those issues would be at, the manufacturer's already taken care of those for you. So all we're trying to do in this case is limit how low these speakers will play. In that regard, so if you pick a Linkwix Riley 24, sometimes, well, usually what will happen is, let's say you could pick a little bit lower crossover point because you're dropping off a lot faster. Now you're dropping off 24 dB as opposed to 12 dB. This gets really complicated, as you can see. Now, I will tell you this. If you want to know more about some of the basic things in crossovers, over on Dean and Fernando's Car Stereo Clips, the YouTube channel, we have the, what do we call that? I'm sorry, I haven't done it in so long. I feel terrible. What do we call our show?
Fundamentals.
Fundamentals. Thank you. We need to get back to doing that. Anyways, we have the Fundamentals playlist, and in the Fundamentals playlist, we kind of go over a lot of those crossover segments that we did. They're all little short 10-minute videos that highlight specific things, have diagrams. It's really cool. So if you want to know more about that stuff, definitely go over to Dean and Fernando's Car Stereo Clips and check those out. All right. So before there's like a million questions here. You seen anything I need to answer right away?
No.
I have worked with some bibs. Help me with my 9th gen Honda Accord. And we've done plenty of videos on them. I mean, it's pretty straightforward at this point, I think. But I know it's not. And honestly, Honda Accords are like cool. I love doing Honda Accords because it's easy to run wires into the doors. If it has a factory premium audio system, we just do an Alpine PXE 0850X, I think is what it's called now, which is the 8-channel DSP. I'm sorry, it's the 6-channel input, 12-channel DSP with 8 channels of 25 watts so that we can use that to power up the center channel and the rear components, and then we use the others. You need to tap the speaker in the center, the dash, the subwoofer, the tweeters in the front, tweeters in the rear. But yeah. Is the Rockford P310 good enough for a Civic sedan? I see lots of good reviews, mostly on SUVs and hatchbacks, not for trunk mounted. We put them in the trunks all the time. I will say, spend a little extra money and get the 12. It's not that much more, and it's really not that much bigger, and it's totally worth it. The software update finish? Mm-hmm. All right. This is the 7600 NEX floating Pioneer radio, and it came to this gentleman from Crutchfield with software 1.33. It's on version 3. So what that means is if we would have just let it slide the way it is. Now here's the sucky thing. Pioneer hasn't had radios to sell in a long time, and like, come on, man. Like, it sucks. Anyways, we told you earlier this morning we were going to come back on now that the truck is finished and kind of do an overview of everything as it's done. Where'd the USB go? Pull this off. That's this. So let's take a look at the dash. So this is, as I said, this is the Pioneer. There we go. And looks nice. Now the cool thing about the Pioneer, I do like the screen on the Pioneer because it's thin and small, and you know, it's really cool. Yes, it doesn't have any knobs or anything like that, which a lot of people like that knob on the Kenwood. I'm not going to argue that point. I agree with some of them, and I disagree with it. For me, it sucked because I was hitting it with my button, and I like the JVC better. But I do like the way this feels. It feels really nice. You can tilt it, and it's going to stay. It's a nice rigid thing. Down here in the bottom is where the USB-C goes. Now they do give you, everyone that's doing USB-C gives you this cool little USB-C to regular USB. And because all we have here is USB, that's why we're using it. But we gave him the choice. What did he want? He wanted the USB-C because they're, again, moving forward, people want USB-C. Speakers are in, grills are in. We showed you earlier, so you could see right there that 3.5 is centered up perfect with the grill that we made, that we showed the little brackets. And there again, if you decide to make your own brackets to fit the 3 where the 2 goes, just keep in mind, try to use that center of the speaker as your center point, because if you go too far forward, the tweeter will be covered by the grill. You go too far back, well, you can't go too far back, but you can go forward, so make sure you center it up. Now, someone asked just about the P300. So this is the P312. This is the umbilical cord we made for it, and the reason why we did that is you can see these seats fold up, and we don't know where he's going to keep it, so we have enough of an umbilical here that comes out of the side so that he can slide it back, he can slide it forward, and he can unplug it. It's all finished. All the ends have prettiness on it, we'll just call it that. But in the meantime, it can sit there. So he has room to move it around and do what he wants with it, which is really cool. The Kenwoods are all up in here, and we're getting ready. We haven't done anything with it, but up underneath the seat, as far as listening to it, underneath the seat is the amplifier. The seat's screwed back in place. I haven't put the covers back on yet because we haven't had a chance to actually listen to it yet. The engine is done. Fernando's taken off the skirts. And if you saw earlier today, this nightmare that they put in there, we've removed that, and Fernando went a little crazy, as he always does, and he put this in there, tells it it's the lights, and it's zip tied into our bracket, so it's a nice firm mount there. You have the P300, you have the Kenwood amplifier. All these will come off with the exception of this, but if you pull the battery, pull this bolt, this whole thing will set aside. He also went in and added a 4-gauge ground to the existing ground because it was just this little guy here, and why not? I mean, it's literally scrap wire we have. We just put it on there, and that'll increase the ground plane of the car, make it a little bit nicer. So there's that. And of course, this is a data. So if we come back in here, right now we have an iPhone plugged in. We'll come back to this. We'll go over here. We'll do that. Actually, wait a minute. Where is... Let's just hit here. There we go. And then come to this. Oh, there's Nando. Nope. And what am I trying to do here?
What are we doing?
I'm trying to get to the... Let's go there. All right, now we can go here. We can go to car features. So here's our gauges. Here's our open doors. I haven't turned on the backup camera, but there's our backup camera. So it comes already activated. Toyota want you to come work for them. What's up, guys? Reverse polarity tonight? Yay! Yes, reverse polarity on the Hi-Fi Vega network will be on. I will be doing it. And it'll be fun, as it always is. It is the most serious show in 12 volt, for sure.
It is?
That is very serious. Oh, we take it very serious. It's very right on point. Oh, one other thing I forgot to show you is the bass knob. So this is the bass knob here. And the Rockford bass knob is not a fun bass knob. It's really made to be mounted up underneath the dash. It's not made to be mounted in one of these cool little knockouts. If it's something you want to do, you're going to need some form of a grinder, like a sanding disc or something like that, because there's a lot of modification that needs to be done to it to get it to go into one of these little knockout pieces. It's easy enough to do. Try not to breathe in all the dust you're going to grind off of it. I wouldn't use a razor blade. I mean, we've tried it. Honestly, the grinder works the best. Was that a single amp, or did the have a mono Kenwood under this? No, so that was a 4-channel amplifier. So what we have going on is the Kenwood 401.4 is powering all the speakers in the car, and then the Rockford is the P312, which has the 300 watt amp built into it. So everything is amplified, but the sub has an amp built into it. So if you've never seen the P312, for one, it's an awesome little guy. I mean, it's definitely, when we were at Rockford, like, they were telling us what went into designing this thing, because we were like, who are you guys buying this from? Like, dude, no, you don't understand the amount of work that went into this. And I was like, and they started telling us about it, and we were like, holy crap, no wonder. But here, it looks very familiar, there's no doubt about it, but it's definitely unique. But you have your high level or low level in here. There's a switch to tell it what it is. Here's your bass knob. Here's your power amplification. And the really cool thing about this, and why we love this one as opposed to everyone else's, is I can do this and I can take it out. Everybody else has like screw-ons and stuff like that, what makes them really difficult to work with. So for me, you know, this is a big selling point, and it sounds good, which is kind of nice. All right. Make sure we're on remote. Yep, there we go. And people always ask on this, what do I set these to? Just leave them all the way down. Really, they don't do anything. It's like, just leave them down. It's very small amplifier, but yeah. So there is the amp right there. Yeah, pretty exciting. I guess we could shut the back door. Fernando's anxious to hear it. You want to play it? See if it works?
What? Oh, I mean, I'm pretty sure it works.
Yeah. I mean, we still got to do polarity tests and all that fun stuff.
I thought we already did.
No, we did it on hookup. What?
Angel.
Oh, yeah, he's looking at him. He's looking at me, looking at his phone. All right, Art says, on a classic car that had a rear battery relocation, they ran the 12 volt and ground along the fuel lines. Why is that bad? What's up, Arturo? I know, man. You know, I just don't think people think these things through. You know, they just look at it as, oh, it's something I can zip tie to.
Huh?
You know?
Why not?
I mean, hey, you only live once, right?
Exactly. Just go for it.
Might as well go out in a smoking ball of fire. That's a plus. But we need to do, so when we get done, we haven't done anything with this yet, so next step, right after we get off with you guys, is we're going to do polarity checking, make sure we got all that right. That's why this covers aren't on the speakers yet, just in case, or on this amp, because if we have to lift it up and check or move something around, we can do that there. And then once we check the polarity, we'll check the gains. The crossovers we're setting through the radio, so we don't have to worry. That's why we can turn it up and actually hear it, so that's a good thing there. Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
So this guy is done. We got 20 minutes before we have to deliver it to the customer, so even though I'd love to stay and answer questions, we're going to head out, and we just wanted to come on and show you this guy done.
That's it. Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye. What you doing?
Oh, hang on.
Did you just get... I should have waited for the beep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like one of those moments when, in a scary movie, when you're calling the phone company and they're tapping the phone.
Yeah.
It says it's coming from a phone somewhere in the house. Get out of the house!
Yeah, no kidding, man.
Ooh, scary movies. Good day, everybody! Who's ready for the show?
Woo!
This is what we stare at. So this is the show. So there's the board. Those are all the buttons I hit wrong, which reminds me. Let me do this. Get that all set. Get that ready to go. So the other day when we were talking, I always hit the wrong button. So this is record, and this is what brings up, the picture, and they're right next to one another, and they both light up red. So when I hit the wrong button, that's what I'm doing. So yeah, oops, my bad. And so this is what's in front of me, so I can meter the audio. But the other day when the audio stopped, I had this like this, so I couldn't see it. So now I have to make sure it's out of the way. And which reminds me, I need to get Fernando's audio up and ready. So come in here, and then we can adjust the audio down as we press the button so that his commercial doesn't blast you guys out. So then that's good. I think it needs to be a little bit lower. Alright, so bring that down.
Perfect. Too much.
That'll go.
I think 7 is good. Yeah, so that should be good. Yeah, perfect. All right, so that'll give you that. We'll turn that on. We'll turn that off. Back, bring that up. We'll bring up our still image. See, hitting the wrong button again. All right, so we're all set and ready to go for the show.
That's right.
I think it's cool. You can see the buttons like blinking.
Yeah.
They don't look anything like that to us. That's the refresh rate. Hold on. Let me flip this around so you don't have to stare at that. I like my 9705 Pioneer 5-channel amp, and I have a Kicker KS series speakers. I want it to sound cleaner. Should I upgrade the amp or the speakers? Well, when you say cleaner, you have to really kind of define what you mean by cleaner. And let me elaborate, as always. If the sound is doing something that you want to change, if you can define what it is. So if you say the tweeters aren't sharp enough, the mid-range isn't deep enough, or it overall just sounds kind of weird. Most of the time that's going to be the speakers, because the speakers are just the translation device for the power that's coming from the amplifier. But it's not always the case. Obviously, some amplifiers sound better than others. That's a pretty decent sounding amplifier. I mean, we put in a lot of 9705, 9605, 9505 over the years, and they sound good. So the EQ on the radio is there for you to experiment with. At normal listening levels, start playing with the EQ. Boost the treble, boost the mid-range, boost the bass, and find out what it is you're lacking or what it is you're liking. In some cases, just by working the EQ, you can make what you have sound better, and then start ramping the volume up and maybe work the gain down if you need to. But that'll help you. Like if you get in there and you're like, oh, when I turn the treble all the way up, that sounds great. Well, then it's telling you probably need a hard dome tweeter instead of the KS soft dome tweeter. So that's something you can play with to help you kind of figure out what it is that you're trying to achieve. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's afternoon. Mic batteries are charged. So the mic, it's a Rode mic. It's sitting up here. You know, it sits there. I don't remember which mic it is. We got a lot of mics going on. Mic. Hump day. Anyways, it takes a 9 volt, and that 9 volt lasts for like months. So it's one of those things where it's like works, doesn't work. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Cleaner, gains maximized. Cleaner. So maybe you mean louder, in which case power. Power is the key. So if you're getting in there and you're just like, you're turning it up and you're like, man, it's not delivering. You know, the KS isn't a, like, it's a great middle of the road speaker. Like we put them in Haley's car, put the Kicker key on them. I love the way they sound. They sound really good. You know, that's what they handle. You know, they handle 70 to 80 watts, really nice. You know, if you're looking to go up and you want bigger power, you know, get more power. You might need to change the whole thing and start over. It happens.
Yeah.
Maybe upgrade to the Q class. Ooh, big power Q class. Can you use the LC2i Pro for a 4-channel amp? If you are trying to use, okay, here's the scenario in which you could use it for a 4-channel amp. If the 4-channel amp is going to run half on highs, half on sub, hold on, grab it right here, and I'll explain. So here's an LC2i Pro. We'll bring it down here. And you have 2 channels of input. So you have left channel input, right channel input. If you come over here, you have 4 channels of output. So you have these 2 channels here, which are going to have AccuBass, which is typically for the subwoofer. This is the channel that will be controlled via the gain knob that it comes with. And you have these 2 channels that are whatever sound is coming through here is going to be coming out of here. Meaning if you've tapped into a full range signal, then whatever that signal is going to pass out of these unadulterated, on none of the AccuBass and all that stuff attached to it. That means that if you have a 4-channel amp over here, and you're running 1 and 2 on highs, 3 and 4 on sub, or you're running this out and you're not planning on using fader, So let's say you're gonna do all your level for front to rear fade through gain, meaning maximize it out and then back off the rears if you need to. Then in which case, yes, you can come over into the 4-channel amp and either use Y jacks, or if the 4-channel amp has a channel A input, channel B input, or channel A plus B input, then you could use this out to a 4-channel amp and then use this out to a mono amp. So that's kind of the configs of what you could do with the LC2i. Great question, by the way. I love it when you guys ask those kind of things. They're fun. 21 RAV4 installed, JBL DSP amp, full active up front and rear speaker gain set correctly. Ground is good, but there is white noise. Is there any way to reduce it? Bigger amplifier. So the problem that you run into when integrating into a factory system, and this is one of the things that a lot of people overlook, is that radio is all built on, the factory that is all built on 15 watts. That's it. It's all it's going to do. 18 watts max. It's just using the same generic chip that's in everything else. They use really efficient speakers, or 2-ohm speakers in some cases, so they can get more out of it. And they're built to the lowest bidder. Signal to noise isn't all that important to them. So what happens is you have that factory radio, and now you're going to multiply the amount of power that's coming out of it by, let's say, 4. So that means that the noise at 15 watts is now going to go into that amplifier, and you're going to amplify it 4 times. So 70 watts, let's say, or 100 watts, which is even more. That's like 5 to 6 times. So floor noise, unfortunately, in a factory system is very common, even with Amp Pros and Zen A to Bs and all that stuff, because the factory radio has it. So you're not going back and reinventing the wheel, meaning you can't take out what's already there. If you apply more power, you're always going to, even if you put the gains down, the floor noise is still going to be there. It's hard to get out. That's one of the challenges of integrating into a factory stereo. As we've always said, and I'll continue to say, there's always sacrifices that are going to be made when upgrading the audio system. It's a give and take. You want it to sound better, you want it to be louder, but you can't replace the factory radio in some cases. Well, now you got to deal with what it's giving you. You can EQ it, you can make it, shine it as best that you can, but that doesn't mean you're going to be able to get rid of something as simple as floor noise. It's crazy. Seem like it has any clarity, if that makes sense. Sounds like you want a brighter tweeter. It really does. Sounds like you want a brighter tweeter. Maybe check out the Focal. When are the new Alpine R speakers expected to release? Second or third quarter? I think everything Alpine is second or third quarter. Jack's tuning my system today. Oh, that's awesome. Good luck.
Very nice.
Thanks, Steve, for help. Jamie with the Pack Amp Pro and my system. Oh, hey, no problem, man. Oh, Jaime. Yeah, Jaime. I'm sorry, I called him Jamie. My bad. It's Jaime. I know. That's what Jaime called the other day about the Chevy. Yeah, sorry. As expected, people like to be called by their names. I know, it's crazy. Similar question, but I got a Focal FFP 4100 or FPP 4100, looking for something smaller frame-wise, but still a good amount of RMS. So, small chassis amplifiers with a ton of power, that's like the question that we keep bumping our heads up against. The match series, the match amplifiers, and some of the Helix amplifiers, obviously from Audio Tech Fisher, are really great. Like the match stuff is super small, lots of power, but then the smallest baddest bitch on the block is going to be the Rockford M5 series amplifiers. It's their new marine amp, I know, but dude, the amount of power you get out of those things is incredible. That 800 or 800.4, dude, it's like 120 to 140 watts. It was 120 and 240 at 2 ohm. it's stupid amounts of power, and it's tiny. So those have been the smallest, most powerful ones we've played with. Now you also have Sound Digital, makes their 800.4. Nice, nice amp, nice small amp. They have the 1200x4, which is still small, and you get something like 1200x4, you keep that gain all the way down, you're getting tons of luscious power out of that thing. But yeah, the smaller you go, the more expensive it is for sure. But yeah, those are some small guys. I'm going to be pulling my signal from the 2 rear speakers to be able to tune my LC2i Pro and bass amp. Would I have to leave the rear speakers disconnected while I pass test tones through the system? No, you won't. My guess, okay, if you're doing sub-test tones, nah, you're fine. Sub-test tones, you know, when you play 40 hertz at -5 or 10 dB, that's not going to affect your factory speakers, okay? Because the roll-off that those things have already, you're going to hear this noise. You're like, what's that? It's not like going to be going, because they're not capable of doing that. Now, if you're going to play 1,000 hertz, at that point, yeah, you're going to want to leave them disconnected and fade it to the rear. So, because that'll get interesting. I'll take a note of the movies. Nice, have fun with that, El Fernandez. RAV4 JBL needs, yes, the RAV4 with JBL needs I think what he was talking about, Jeff, was he added the JBL amp to his RAV4, not that he had JBL in his, I don't think it was a factory JBL system. I think he was adding the Toyota. I could be wrong, but either way, yes, if he's doing JBL, if he has the factory JBL and he's doing a JBL amp, it gets confusing, but yeah, TY13 for sure. Dude, we got to go out to eat with Jeff this week. Oh wow, we got to wrap this up, guys. We got 3 minutes. All right, guys, we're gonna end it here because we're gonna go live over on YouTube and we're gonna start the show. Could you get the back door?
Yep.
That's it, guys. We'll see you in a little bit. Bye.